It all started with a garage sale. You know the kind. A table full of trinkets, boxes of dusty VHS tapes, and an old man who looked like he'd been waiting a lifetime to pass his junk onto someone else. I was a broke college student at the time, nostalgic for the simpler days of my childhood. So when I saw the cartridge sitting in the box, I couldn't resist. It was The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, or at least that's what it was supposed to be. The label was gone, replaced by a crude scrawled Majora. I asked the old man how much he wanted for it. He just smiled, almost relieved, and said, "Take it. Just don't say I didn't warn you." I laughed it off, thinking it was just some kind of weird old guy thing, but I should have listened. That night, I booted up my Nintendo 64. The game started fine, though the opening screen felt off. The colors seemed darker, almost muted, and the familiar music played in reverse. When I went to the save menu, I saw there was already a file named Ben. Curious, I loaded it. The game began in Clocktown, but something wasn't right. The NPCs were missing, replaced by eerie silence. I wandered through the empty streets, my footsteps echoing in the void. And then I saw him, a statue of Link, standing perfectly still. It was the Elegy of Emptiness statue, the one the game's lore described as lifeless. But this felt wrong. It felt like it was watching me. I tried to ignore it, but as I progressed, it followed me. No matter where I went, the statue appeared, sometimes in plain sight, sometimes just out of frame. When I turned the camera, it felt like it was closing in. The glitches grew worse. Text boxes appeared, their messages strange and mocking. "You shouldn't have done that. It's too late now. You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" I decided to delete the save file, but every time I restarted the game, that save file would be there, for Ben. It was as if I couldn't escape him. Soon, the game wasn't just a game. Characters referred to me as Ben, even though I deleted that save file countless times. At one point, the screen faded to black, and the sound of distorted laughter filled my room. When the image returned, my character was surrounded by flames. Link's agonizing screams tearing through the speakers. Then came the dreams. Night after night, I saw a boy, no older than 10, staring at me with hollow eyes. He stood by a lake, his clothes soaked and torn. When I woke, the sound of water dripping echoed in my room, though nothing was wet. I did some digging, trying to figure out where this cartridge had come from. That's when I learned about Ben, a boy who drowned in a nearby lake years ago. He was about 10 years old. The pieces started to click into place, but by then, it was too late. The game wasn't just haunted, it was alive. It taunted me, corrupted my save files, and mocked my every attempt to stop it. The phrase, "You shouldn't have done that," burned itself into my mind. It wasn't just a game anymore. It was my reality. I'm writing this as a warning. If you ever see a cartridge with Majora scrawled on it, don't pick it up. Don't even touch it. I made that mistake, and now I'm paying the price. Every time I close my eyes, I see him. The statue. The boy. Ben. And he's waiting for me.